All right, today is going to be a pretty quick video lesson. We are going to quickly look at review, isolate for the variable indicated. Um, you're familiar with this so far because we've had a couple of reviews in the past few handouts. But let's go ahead and solve the surface area 4 pi r squared for r. So we have multiplication going on between 4 and the pi and the r, or sorry, and the r squared. And so the surface area, and we'll divide both sides of this equation by 4 and by pi. By doing that, we get surface area over 4 pi, make it a little clearer, equal r squared. And now the only thing we need to do is get the r squared to become r. And of course, we do that by square rooting this side and that side. So our final answer is the square root of surface area divided by 4 pi. Okay, so that is the rearranging of that formula. Y equal mx plus b for m, and in this case we want to notice that there's addition going on the right side of the equation, and the way to counteract addition, or the way to remove the b, would be to subtract b from both sides. In that case we end up with y minus b equal mx, and now we're dealing with multiplication. To get the m by itself, we need to divide both sides by x, and then we have m equaling y minus b over x. You can write it this way if you prefer, m equal y minus b over x, and that would be the same thing. Either way, whatever makes you feel comfortable. All right. So remember, if you have addition in the equation or subtraction, you want to counteract that or add to both sides or subtract from both sides, depending what you have, addition or subtraction. And then if there's multiplication, you want to reverse that operation by division to isolate a variable. And if you have a division and initially division, then you want to multiply to rid of the denominator. That often helps, or cross multiplication if possible. All right, so now we're looking at the learning goal. I can calculate the surface area of a sphere. Pretty simple. You have an equation 4 times pi r squared. So the area, pi r squared is the area of a circle, but 4 times pi r squared would be the area of a sphere that has the same radius as that circle. So you'll notice in the middle here, in this diagram here, you've got this circle with a 21 centimeter radius. Well, 4 times the area of that circle would be the surface area of the sphere. Okay, pretty interesting formula. And we want to find the surface area of this sphere. We're given 21, like I said, 21 centimeters for the radius. So let's just go ahead and calculate away. The first thing we want to do is always start off with the uh, surface area formula. So the surface area is 4 pi. Oh, sorry, I apologize. I got the wrong formula. It says volume is 4 pi r squared. So our surface area equal 4 pi r squared, not volume. And then we have, that's a little boo-boo, sorry about that. 4 pi r squared, we have 4 times pi, and the radius is 21, so 21 squared. The surface area is going to equal 4 times pi times 21 squared. Quickest way is use your technology. 4 times pi times 21 squared. And you get 5,541.77, or would you say 5,541.8. 5541.8. So we have a surface area equal 5541.8, and it's squared centimeters. And this time you're actually given the surface area. So you're going to start with the same formula, surface area equal 4 pi r squared. And if you're given the surface area, how are you going to find the radius? And that's what we're looking for. So as a hint, you want to find r, or in other words, solve for r. Hint, hint, we've already worked with this formula up here. Okay, remember this is a little error here. That should say surface area, right? Like I have up here, surface area is 4 pi r squared, not volume there. So you've already isolated. Do you want to start off with isolation of the isolated variable? Do you prefer to just plug in the information you know and isolate later? I would argue it's better to isolate the variable in the equation, and then once you've done that, sub in the information you know. I'm leaving that question with you. It's fairly simple given what we've done in this sheet, and we'll see you in class.